So first of all, and as always, it is so great to have you here. I hope you're doing the best that you can. You're staying safe out there, but most importantly, that you're staying strong and positive. You know, during these difficult times we're living in now, it is so important to be headstrong. So don't stop believing. Things will get better very soon. Anyways, today we have another great recipe. We're making a smoky seafood paella with shrimp and scallops, folks. Once again, this is what Spanish cuisine is all about, where simplicity meets extraordinary. And let me tell you, this paella is bursting with flavors. It's very easy to make, and it comes together in just 40 minutes. Now, to make this paella, make sure to use a paella pan. Yes, you can use a regular fry pan here, but use the real deal. It makes all the difference. For the second thing, use some Spanish round rice. You can substitute this for either arborio rice or medium grain rice. And for the last thing, make sure to use some high quality saffron. The saffron is the essence of a Spanish paella, so make sure to use the real deal. Do not use the imitation stuff. You'll find links where you can get these 3 must-have items in the description box below. So we're gonna begin by getting our ingredients ready. I've got about 12 scallops here. I bought these frozen and thawed them out. I'm gonna pat them completely dry with paper towels. And season the scallops with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. For the next ingredient, I'm gonna grab 12 jumbo shrimp. These are raw, peeled in the vein, and once again, I bought these frozen and thawed them out. I'm gonna pat them completely dry with paper towels. And once again, season the shrimps with sea salt and black pepper. Moving on, I'm gonna grab a can of tomato sauce, measure out a generous ½ cup. Add the tomato sauce into a bowl, along with a generous teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika. And mix this together until everything's well combined. And reserved, I also have half of a red bell pepper that I finely chopped, half of an onion that I finely diced, and 4 cloves of garlic that I finely minced. Alright, let's start cooking our paella. I'm gonna grab a paella pan. The size of this one is 12 inches in diameter. I'm gonna heat it with a medium-high heat and add in a generous ¼ cup of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the olive oil for 1 minute, I'm gonna season it with sea salt and add the scallops into the pan. After 60 to 90 seconds, I'm gonna flip the scallops to cook the other side. Now these scallops are rather small. If you're using larger scallops, go between 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes per side. After a total cooking time of 2.5 to 3 minutes, I'm gonna remove the scallops from the pan and cover them with some foil paper, that way they stay warm. Now using the same pan with the same heat, I'm gonna add in the finely chopped red bell pepper and the finely diced onion. And start mixing these ingredients around with that extra virgin olive oil. You wanna mix this continuously. We are on a medium-high heat, that way nothing burns and everything cooks evenly. After about 3 minutes, and those onions are nice and translucent and developing a light golden color, I'm gonna add in the 4 cloves of garlic that have been finely minced. And continue to mix these ingredients around. We're only gonna go between 20 to 30 seconds. You don't wanna overcook that garlic. You want it to be nice and aromatic. Then I'm gonna add in our smoky tomato sauce and a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron threads. And continue to mix this all together. This base foundation right here is what's gonna flavor our seafood paella, and all that sweet smoked Spanish paprika that we added is what gives this paella that incredible smoky flavor. About 1 minute after adding the smoky tomato sauce into the pan, I'm gonna add in 1 cup of Spanish round rice. Again, you can substitute this for either medium grain rice or arborio rice. And season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And once again, I'm going to mix everything together, that way all the ingredients are evenly mixed. Once everything's well mixed, I'm going to add in a generous 2.5 cups of a good quality fish broth. And we'll give this one final mix, that way all the ingredients are evenly distributed. Like I always tell you, when you're making a paella, you don't want to mix the rice after this step, otherwise it disrupts the way that it cooks, but you can always give the pan a quick shake once in a while. About 9 minutes after adding the broth into the pan, I'm going to add the shrimps into the paella. One minute after adding the shrimps into the pan, I'm going to flip them, that way they're fully coated in that beautiful smoky broth. About 2 minutes after adding the shrimps into the pan, and a total of 11 minutes since I added the broth, you can see a lot of that broth has incorporated into the rice. At this point, I'm going to lower this to a low-medium heat. And I'm going to simmer this between 3 to 4 minutes or until the majority of the broth has been incorporated into the rice. After about 4 minutes, you can see the majority of that broth has been fully incorporated. It's time to achieve that sokora, which is that layer of caramelized burnt rice underneath. I'm going to hit this to a medium-high heat. And we're going to go between 60 to 90 seconds. Then I'm going to remove the paella pan from the stovetop, cover it with some foil paper, and a dishcloth. Like I always tell you, this is such an important step when you're making a paella. You want to let the paella rest here for about 5 minutes covered. This is what finishes cooking up all that beautiful rice. After 5 minutes, I'm going to uncover the paella. And I'm going to garnish it with a couple lemon wedges and sprinkle it with some freshly chopped parsley. Check it out, our smoky seafood paella is done. Look how beautiful this turned out. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. Once again, this is what Spanish cuisine is all about. Here we go. So good. First things first is that sweet smoked Spanish pepper really shines through. It gives the entire pie this beautiful smoky flavor to it. You got that sokora underneath, which gives the rice texture, the scallops, the shrimp, the red bell peppers. Very simple ingredients, you put them together. One of the best pies ever. You saw this, very easy to make. Comes together in about 40 minutes. Make this at home, serve it next to a bottle of Spanish wine for one of the best experiences ever. Really quick before I go, a shout out to one of my patrons, Robert Jefferson, aka the Kamakura Gardener. Once again, Robert, thank you so much for being a patron of Spain on Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon, consider becoming one. It helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.